Hello, Algebra 1. This is Mr. Griffin talking about point slope form. The last thing we need to learn in Unit 3 before our test on Friday, so get amped about that. Quick review of what we've covered up until this point. We have talked about three ways to graph. We can graph using our table, which I know you all love so dearly. You can make a table, plug in x values, get out y values, get your graph from that. We can use our x and y intercepts, right? We can use the xnt and the yint if we want to, plot those points, graph the line by connecting those points. The third way we've talked about is using slope intercept form, right? Where you put it into y equals mx plus b, use that to get your point, get your slope, and then go. So we graphed things using that, using slope intercept form, like y equals negative 2/5 x plus 5, where we hit up at 5, where my y-intercept is 0, 5, the slope is negative 2/5, and so then we'd go down 2, to the right 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, make another point. You could go up 2, to the left 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and then once we had our 3 points, we connected them with a beautifully straight line, and we'd graph our line. Okay, that's where we're at up until this point. New stuff. The new way we're going to learn how to graph, the new form we're going to look at is point slope form. Here's the general form for point slope form. It says y minus y1 equals m times x minus x1. Now, like most things in math, math people are not normally very creative, so the name point slope form tells you what information you need to write this form of a line. For example, the m is the slope. We already know that. Okay, we've been using m to represent slope all throughout the chapter, so we're going to continue to do that. So m is the slope. x1 and y1 represent a point. Now what we're going to notice when we write out our point in x comma y form is the sign of these values, x1 and y1, change. They become positive, even though in the formula they are negative. This formula is derived from the slope of a line, so those negatives stay, but the values of x1 and y1 are opposite that. So for example, if I had the equation y minus 4 equals 1/3 x plus 8, the slope that I could pull out of that equation is 1/3. The point, and here's where it gets a little sneaky, would be negative 8 comma 4. The sign switch to get the point, it's not the y-intercept, it's not the x-intercept, but it is a point that is on the graph. Okay? We're going to now use this to graph a couple equations, so let's give it a flip. Remember, we need a point and a slope to graph a line. When we graphed equations in y equals mx plus b form, the point we used was the y-intercept, right? Which we got from b, 0 comma b, and then we used the slope m to graph the line. We would plot the y-intercept, and then you'd go up or down, right or left, wherever you needed to go using the slope. Point slope form similarly gives us a point and a slope that allows us to graph. So if the equation was y minus 3 equals 3 times x plus 2, instead of having to rearrange things and put them into y equals mx plus b, we can just pull the information right out of this equation. So my slope would be 3, and the point would be negative 2 comma 3. Notice the signs on our x values and our y values, y1 and x1, changed. The positive 2 became a negative 2, the negative 3 became a positive 3. And now that I have a point and a slope, I can graph my line. The point is negative 2, 3, so we plot it, and then I use my slope. Up, 1, 2, 3, over 1. Up, 1, 2, 3, over 1. We actually end up finding the y-intercept right there at 9. Down, 1, 2, 3, over 1. There's the x-intercept if we wanted it. And now I can connect my points, and there's my line. Okay, let's do one more together, and then I'll give you one to try at home. Okay, so we've got the equation y plus 4 equals negative 1/3 x minus 3. My slope is negative 1/3. My point, again the signs are going to switch, 3 comma negative 4. So I go to 3, negative 4, plot my point. Now I go use the slope to find my other points. Down 1, to the right 3, up 1, to the left 3. And I could make more if I wanted, but I'm feeling lazy today, so I'm just going to do those 3 points, connect them, and there's my beautifully straight line. Okay? Point slope form, just another way to graph lines. We have x and y intercepts, we have tables, we have slope intercept form. Now we have point slope form. It still gives me a point and a slope and allows me to graph from there. Okay? To finish your homework, you're going to try this last one at home. Y minus 2 equals 1/2 x minus 4. We will check it in class tomorrow, so do your best to graph it. Get your slope, get a point, and then use that information to graph. The one last thing I'd like you to do is over in this space right here is draw a little picture that represents how you're feeling today as a little check for the homework tomorrow. So hope that helps. If you need to go back and look at any of those examples or have questions, please stop in the morning. See your teacher. So hope things are good, and we'll see you tomorrow. Peace.